Shabbat Shalom. So this week's Parsha is Parshat Yitro, which includes the revelation on Har Sinai, on Mount Sinai, and the 10 Commandments, which include things like honoring one's parents, the Shabbat, not killing, and then at the end of the list, there's the 10th commandment. And I've always kind of thought that the 10th commandment was perhaps the person who got on the wrong line and went to the wrong class or went in the wrong train. It almost seems like the 10th commandment doesn't really fit with the category of top, most important, central pillars of Jewish practice, because it just seems a little bit out of place. So the 10th commandment goes like this. It says, Lo tachmo beit reacha, don't covet your neighbor's house. Don't covet your neighbor's wife or male or female slave or ox or donkey or anything that's in your neighbor's. That is your neighbor's. And to me, this really sounds like a commandment telling us not to desire anything that belongs to somebody else, or not to desire to have the same relationship with a particular person that someone else has. And I guess if we boil this down, it really sounds like the Torah is telling us, don't feel jealous. And I find that a little bit challenging, because I think really jealousy is a very human emotion. Many of us feel jealous often, and here the Torah is saying, don't kill, and then a few verses later, and don't feel jealous. And the commentaries look at this and they say, okay, well, it's really hard to command somebody not to have a particular emotion. And so they try to understand this commandment as really being about an action. And the action that they connect it to is actually the act of stealing, which is a few commandments earlier. Because they say, if you covet something, then you may come to take it. And reflecting upon that, it dawned on me that, I've felt in my life many times I have felt jealous of any number of different things that I've noticed in other people's lives. And I think we all do, right? We look at other people around us, we compare ourselves even though we know we shouldn't, and we look at other people's lives and we feel covetous, we feel jealous, we desire, and we're like, oh, look at her career, or look at how this person's doing, look at how happy this person is, look at the beautiful relationship this person has, or the beautiful home, or whatever it is, whatever's in their life. And we feel some of these pangs of jealousy. And although I can say that I have felt things like that so often, I can't recall a time where I've actually gone and taken it. Right? I never went and stole my friend's home because I thought it was so much cleaner than mine is. Never went and tried to take anyone's relationship. I've never tried to, I don't even know, how does one steal somebody's career or steal somebody's happiness? I don't even know if that's something that we could do, even if we decided to make that choice, right? So this action of not stealing might not be the whole picture. And I actually want to think about this idea of what does it mean that one of the commandments is not to covet in a different way. And I heard a quote this week that really, really resonated. I'll read it to you. The quote goes as follows. It says, jealousy is just your unmet desires in disguise. Jealousy is just your unmet desires in disguise. And if this is true, then perhaps what this commandment is all about, and the action that's connected to it, is not the action of not stealing, because we're probably not going to do that anyway, but it's the act of not sitting on the feelings and stopping there. Right? So maybe the Torah is telling us, if you feel those desires, if you feel the jealousy, then realize that there's something that you want in your life that you're not achieving right now, that you don't have right now, that you feel like you're missing, and that you want to bring into your life. And that's not a bad thing, right? That's just something that you're noticing. And so you let the jealous feelings come and you notice them. And then there's a moment where the commandment comes in. And the commandment says, don't just sit and let those feelings persist within you, because then they can start to become something negative. But if you notice them welcome them, acknowledge them. This is my own commentary, it doesn't actually say this in the verses, but this is how I'm understanding it right now, right? Welcome these feelings and say, okay, I now see that this is something that I really want. I really want to make a change in my career because I look at this other one person's career and I feel these pangs of jealousy. I'm not going to take her career from her, but I'm going to now do an action. And the action I'm going to do is to pursue my desires. I'm going to go and further my career in whatever way I can think of in this moment. And that perhaps is the fulfillment of the mitzvah of lo tachmod, of don't covet. Don't covet, don't sit on the jealousy and squash it or just hold it inside and not act on it, because then it comes to become something that doesn't help us. But to fulfill the mitzvah in the positive, if we notice those feelings and we act upon them, not to take from other people, but to find for ourselves, to give ourselves what it is that we're missing, what we're lacking, and what we desire, then perhaps we've fulfilled the 10th commandment and we've elevated it to feel like it really belongs on the list with all the others. So I hope that all of you will have a beautiful Shabbat and have the opportunity to notice any desires that are rising up and feel free to follow them in the most positive and nourishing way. Shabbat Shalom.